Hello. We hope you're enjoying your stay at Toshi's place.
To help you make the most of your time in Kamakura, we've prepared this sightseeing guide.
Okay, so today we're going to dive into Jomyo-ji Temple. Now, you might have heard about Kamakura's famous 5 great Zen temples.
They're really significant. Pillars of Zen Buddhism here.
Exactly. And they're steeped in history, just beautiful places. Today, we're focusing on one that's maybe a bit quieter, but incredibly serene and historically rich. Jomyo-ji.
Yeah, Jomyo-ji is special. It's this amazing place where you really feel that Zen history, but there's also this interesting blend of like East meets West.
A real tapestry, you could say, of history and serenity.
That's a good way to put it. It really is a sanctuary. It brings together Japanese and Western styles, nature, culture. It lets you really soak in Kamakura's deep history. It's almost, well, where do you even begin with a place like this?
I know, right? It's got layers. But I think we have to start right at the beginning. We're talking late 12th century here.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
That far back.
Yep. It was founded by Ashikaya Yoshikane. Now, he wasn't just anyone. He was a really trusted general under Minamoto no Yoritomo.
Ah, Yoritomo, the founder of the first Kamakura shogunate. So serious connections from the very start.
Exactly. This temple was plugged into power right away.
And Yoshikane himself, wasn't he related to Hojo Masako, Yoritomo's wife?
You got it, brother-in-law. And he's also seen as the ancestor, the progenitor of the Ashikaga family.
The Ashikaga family, the ones who started the Muromachi shogunate later on.
The very same.
Mm.
So you see how this temple is woven into the fabric of Japan's ruling history? It's fascinating. Faith and power, side by side.
It really is. And the temple itself, it wasn't always called Jomyo-ji, was it?
Good point. Originally, it was Gokurakuji. It got renamed later.
Right. And its first head priest, Taiko Gyoyu, he was a really important monk, super respected, even served at Tsurugo Hachimongri.
Ah, the big shrine. Okay.
Yeah. And he was apparently deeply trusted by Hojo Masako and her son, Minamoto no Sanetomo. Shared some profound Buddhist teachings.
So the temple had real spiritual weight, too.
Absolutely. And it really hit its stride, flourished around the mid-14th century. This was during the Muromachi period when it became the family temple for the Kamakura Kubo.
The shogunal deputy, the guy running eastern Japan.
That's him. Imagine back then, these grounds were apparently packed. Dozens of halls, monks' residences. Must have been quite a sight.
Wow. Hard to picture now. It feels so peaceful. But there's still traces of that powerful past, right? Like those tombs.
Oh, yes. Very intriguing sights. There's the Hokyuento, that distinctive pagoda-like tomb. That one's said to be for Ashikaga Sadauji, and he was the father of Ashikaga Takauji.
Takauji, the first shogun of the Muromachi shogunate.
Exactly. See the connections. But wait, here's where it gets, really juicy. A bit of drama.
Ooh, okay, tell me.
Well, there's also Yagura. That's one of those cool tombs cut right into the rock.
Right, I've seen those around Kamakura.
This one is believed to hold the remains of Takaji's brother, Ashikaga Tadayoshi.
His brother? What happened?
Well, the story goes. It was a pretty bitter power struggle. The Kani disturbance, it's called. Tadayoshi apparently ended up confined right here at Jomyo-ji.
Confined here?
Yeah. And possibly poisoned by his own brother's faction.
Well, okay, that is like something out of a drama. Right here on these peaceful grounds.
Isn't it incredible? So these sites, they're not just old stones. They really hammer home the temple's deep connection to the Ashikaga clan.
It totally changes how you see the place. It wasn't just about quiet contemplation back then.
Not at all. It
Right.
underscores Jomyo-ji's historical importance. It was like a stage for some really key moments, pivotal dramas that literally shaped Japan. You can almost, feel the echoes when you walk around now.
It really makes you think how such intense history unfolded in a place that feels so serene today.
But it's not all political drama, is it? I heard something about a connection to the name Kamakura itself.
Yes. The softer side, maybe. There's a little shrine on the grounds, Kamatari Inari Shrine.
And it's linked to this legend about Fujiwara no Kamatari. He was a major statesman way back in the 7th century, involved in the Taika reforms.
Right, ancient history.
So the legend says he had this divine dream, followed it here, and buried a special spear, a kamayari, like a sickle-bladed spear.
A kamayari?
Mom.
Kamakura.
You got it. That's one of the stories about where the name Kamakura actually comes from. So the city you're staying in might owe its name to something buried right here. How cool is that?
That is fantastic. What a great story. Okay, so Jomyo-ji has the drama, the legends, but what about just visiting today, what are the unique things to see, the serene spots?
Right, and moving beyond the history, though, it's hard to forget. Well, first, there's a really significant cultural property. It's usually closed off, though. You need to book ahead to see it.
Okay, what is it?
It's the seated image of Zen Master Taiko, a wooden statue of the first head priest, Taiko Gyoyu.
The guy we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And it's considered a really top-notch example of Kamakura period Zen sculpture. Very realistic, apparently narrow eyes, prominent cheekbones, a rare peek into that era's art and spirit.
Might be worth looking into booking that, but for something easier to access.
Absolutely. For a truly immersive feel, you have to check out the tea house, Kizanan. You can sit there, enjoy some proper matcha and maybe some traditional sweets,
Sounds lovely.
while looking out at its Karasansui garden, the dry landscape garden.
Ah, the Zen garden with the sand and rocks. Now, how does a garden with no actual water create peace? It seems almost counterintuitive, doesn't it?
It does. But that's the Zen magic, right? Think of it like, well, a canvas for your mind. The white sand isn't just sand. It represents the calm sea, the flow of water.
Okay, I see.
And the moss, the rocks, they stand for mountains, islands. It's a whole miniature landscape designed to make you focus, quiet the mental chatter, and find stillness. Even without water, it evokes that sense of peace. It's incredibly calming. That makes sense, sort of stripping things down to their essence. I like that. Perfect for a bit of meditation.
Definitely. And speaking of calming sounds, or maybe the lack of noise, you need to listen for the sukinkutsu nearby.
The what now? Sukin.
Sukinkutsu. It means water harp. It's subtle but amazing. Basically, water drips into a big ceramic pot buried underground,
Yeah?
and it makes these really clear, delicate, almost bell-like sounds. You put your ear right up to the bamboo pipe sticking out of the ground.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's called the beauty of silence. It's this very refined Japanese thing focusing on subtle sounds. It's just mesmerizing, pure tranquility in sound form.
I definitely want to try that. Sounds unique.
It really is. And then for something completely different, totally unexpected, there's a restaurant.
A restaurant inside the temple grounds.
Kind of. It's called the Ishigama Garden Terrace, and it's housed in this beautiful old Western-style villa.
A Western villa.
Yeah.
At a Zen temple.
I know, right? It was built back in 1922. A German architect designed it for a nobleman, Inuzuka Shotaro.
Okay, that's wild. How did it end up here?
Well, it's a bit of history again. It
Yeah.
was actually built on land that used to be part of the temple. Back in the Meiji era, there was that policy separating Shinto and Buddhism Shinbutsu Bunri, and Jomyo-ji was temporarily closed or reduced.
Right.
So the land was sold, the villa built, but later Jomyo-ji actually acquired the villa, and now they preserve it as a cultural property. It's this amazing symbol of how Kamakura has always been sort of open to different ideas, blending things.
That's fascinating. A Western building saved by a Buddhist temple.
Exactly. And the garden around it. Designed by a Scottish landscape architect, Nicholas Lanaken. In early summer, it's filled with these gorgeous white Annabelle hydrangeas. The whole scene, Western villa, Japanese temple setting, Scottish garden design. It just works.
It sounds like a beautiful blend. It really shows that history isn't always neat categories, is it?
Not at all. It's a great example of cultural dialogue right there.
Yeah.
And just to remind everyone of Jomyo-ji's status, it is ranked 5th among the prestigious Kamakura Gozan, the 5 great Zen temples.
So it's up there with Kensho-ji and Ongaku-ji?
Yep. And it's also the 9th stop on the Kamakura 33 Canon pilgrimage route. So it's a spiritually significant place for many pilgrims, too.
Okay, so after hearing all that, what experience jumps out at you if you were visiting today?
Oh, tough choice. I think sitting at Kizin, sipping matcha, just gazing at that Karasansui garden, that sounds like pure bliss, finding that inner peace.
Yeah, me too. Or maybe trying the sukinkutsu, listening for those water sounds.
Definitely. Or, if you fancy something different, that afternoon tea at the Ishigama Garden Terrace, enjoying the fresh bread, the elegant atmosphere, that unique mix of styles.
Well, that sounds lovely too. A bit of indulgence.
Right. Both are great ways to soak in the temple's unique vibe.
And what about photos? Any good spots for capturing the beauty?
Oh, absolutely. Jomyo-ji is gorgeous year-round. In May, you get the vibrant Satsuki azaleas.
Nice.
Early summer, as I mentioned, those stunning white Annabelle hydrangeas at the garden terrace are a must-see. Spring brings all that fresh, lush greenery.
Always calming.
And autumn, of course. The classic Japanese autumn leaves. Just spectacular colors everywhere. You really can't go wrong, season-wise.
Good to know. Okay, practical stuff. How do people get there from Toshi's place?
It's actually quite simple. From Kamakura Station, you just hop on a bus heading towards the Jomyo-ji bus stop.
Jomyo-ji bus stop. Got it.
And the temple is just like a 2-minute walk from there. Easy peasy, but there's a little local quirk you need to know about.
What's that?
Okay, so why do you think the bus stop sign might use different Japanese characters for Jomyo-ji compared to the temple's actual name?
Huh. Different characters. Why would they do that?
It's a classic Kamakura thing. Goes back to that Meiji-era anti-Buddhist movement again. The temple's name is Jumijiji,
Right.
but the neighborhood name, and therefore the bus stop sign, uses U, also pronounced Jumiju. They deliberately used a different character, Mei for bright, instead of Mi for subtle, profound, probably to differentiate the area from the religious institution.
Wow, that's subtle. So look for the sounds like Jomyo-ji on the bus. But don't worry if the kanji looks slightly different on the sign.
Exactly. A little heads up for your navigation. Just follow the signs for Jomyo-ji, and you'll find it no problem.
That's a super helpful tip. Thanks.
No problem. Makes the visit smoother.
And, for everyone staying at Toshi's place, Jomyo-ji is great because you can be flexible, maybe go early in the morning before the crowds,
Beat the rush.
or even go later in the afternoon after most day trippers have headed home. You can kind of make it your own peaceful retreat.
That's a really good point. Experience it when it's quieter.
Yeah, surrounded by all that green, the flowers, depending on the season, and just centuries of incredible stories. It's a really enriching place to connect with Kamakura's history and, its refined beauty.
So what did you think?
We hope the rest of your stay at Toshi's place will be filled with wonderful memories.
And maybe as you think back on Jomyo-ji, consider how these ancient traditions and quite unexpected global influences managed to weave together there. It creates something truly timeless, doesn't it? Makes you wonder what other hidden gems Kamakura holds that maybe don't fit neatly into one box but offer something really special.